Let's go. Good evening, everybody. I am Crazy Chris, and with me, as usual, is Topher, the paranormal hobo. We are so glad you guys have decided to join us on this Friday evening for the live stream. And if you are checking us out later on, we hope you're having a happy Sunday as well. It is playing the devil's music on the Lord's Day, right? Isn't that how the phrase goes?
Yeah.
So, yeah, as you can see, we are in a new space. We'd pan around and show you guys a little bit more of it. But right now, that's about all we got. So you got the door. Okay, that's the door. I see the little. Can I get the? There's the microphone. Then across from me, Chris got his 77,000 computers right there.
Hey, you know what? When it comes down to being prepared, you have.
You have to have 7 computers with 14 monitors.
Yes. More information, please.
That's right. And on those monitors, we can see ourselves. We can see our foot traffic for the website. We can see the Discord channel, all that crazy fun stuff. So you guys are welcome to join us. For those of you who are joining us right now, we really do appreciate it. Consider being a subscriber to the website. You get access to all the kick-ass content that we're going to be delivering. And now that we have a space that we can record pretty much whenever we want and don't have to worry about upsetting Chris's wife and their delicate love life, we'll be able to produce more content a lot faster. So this is going to be a great thing for everybody. So happy to be in the new studio. Building itself is beautiful. The studio itself is super nice.
And
I'll give you a TikTok virtual tour at some point. What's that?
And then we're going to talk a little bit about it tonight because I first overnight was the other night.
Well, I mean,
that's
a great segue. We're talking about the building. We can just jump right in. Oh, that's right. We still got to do the opening. Stick around. We'll be right back. Check my dollars.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So anyway, speaking of people driving slowly off of a cliff, in a segue,
I really need to get the
sound effect, the soundboard.
Well, not just the soundboard, but the
carts,
a stream deck, so I can just hit a button and it would play the, just because that would be fun.
Although it would be more like, meh.
Meh. Meh.
Meh. All right. So, yeah, welcome to the Sunday Night Madness live stream. And again, for those that are joining us on YouTube or Spotify or SoundCloud or this, that, or the other, or
Audible.
Spreaker. I think we're still on Spreaker.
Yep.
We're everywhere. If you want a podcast,
Google
we're
Podcast.
on it. Yeah, we're on it.
Yeah.
So if you need to, whatever podcast.
I tried to find a thing where I can just list everything that we're on, and it was almost like an entire page. I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna stay saying available wherever you
get
want.
Your podcasts.
Yes, we're available there.
Yeah, whatever you get your podcasts on. So Google Podcasts, Audible, all of it. But the main place you're gonna find us is on geekpublicradio.com.
Always.
Yep. The membership access for $5 a month. I don't think that's very expensive at all. It keeps us from having to rely on YouTube algorithms to be seen, keeps us from being shadow banned. We help fight big tech, blah, 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 on and on it goes. And through that, we're able to produce the content that we want to talk about. We're able to show you the things that we want to show you. We have to lock it behind a paywall. Otherwise, it violates FCC guidelines and blah, 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 blah. But whatever.
Well, it's only when we get the music coming. So, yes.
FCC will hear you. I don't want to be knocked down a flight of stairs like certain people were today. Anyways.
No, but by doing that, by helping us out, you bypass all of that other stuff, and it helps support the show, helps support the station, and the more of you who become members, the more cool stuff that we can do.
That's right. Chris, you did an unboxing yesterday.
Yeah.
So
did you
that
watch
was pretty cool. I did. I had a chance to watch it.
What did you think?
I was at work when you were trying to message me, and I was busy as crap. So it was okay.
Was it worth the $30?
No. I don't know. For me, probably not, because half that stuff I wouldn't use.
Right.
But as a value, yeah, You definitely got your $30 worth as value. But how much of it are you going to use? So,
right. None of it is just going to sit there.
Yeah. So, so you got a $30 display piece. So that's really all you got.
Yeah.
I go to the flea market and get $30 worth of stuff to display. Probably find an old school Nintendo for $30.
Well, that's what I was hoping, but those boxes are coming. Like, so
you got some more.
I have more boxes coming, so they're all sitting in Chicago.
Road trip.
Like they just
this podcast not brought to you by Rip It. They have declined
unless they send us money, then it will be. Mm-hmm. I've repeatedly said before on the show, we are for sale.
We are. We will not compromise our vision or values for anybody unless they pay us the right amount of money. It's always cracked me up. People are like, "Oh, the guy sold out." I think you're mad because they make money. Like,
right?
I don't even feel like you're mad because they compromise. I think you're just like,
no, like they're like, wait, we could have sold out too,
right? We would have sold out first.
we would have taken half.
Right? You guys are mean. I had some sad Colts news today, and I was really upset about that.
What was your sad Colts news?
Oh, they got a linebacker. It's Anthony Walker. Mm-hmm. Anthony Walker Jr., and he's awesome. And he left in free agency, went to the Browns. And so now I have a sad.
I'm sorry, you're losing your
nerds. I know.
Losing your fans.
I'm a football nerd. I'm sorry. He was an awesome guy, though. Like, he really did a lot for the community. So, like, it was beyond football.
Right.
Like, his impact was more than just on the field. And so that's why it's kind of sad. It's like he became a household name, and he was one of the first things that, after the Ryan Gregson era, he was one of the first players that was brought in to help make the defense good and get them up to snuff, and he did. And now he's gone. Yeah, I know. It's all over your head. It's fine. It's
no,
fine. There's a couple of people that might hear me and they'd be like, oh, okay.
I played in high school, so I understand the concepts.
You just don't care.
But I just don't know, like, the modern era of, like, who these people are.
Which is fair. And as you guys might have noticed, we are Sans a Tea tonight. That's okay. We love her. She's with us in spirit. We are tealess. So we will not be getting the dirt on the British invasion. I know it's a disappointment to a lot of people, but
by the way, was it you that made the comment or somebody? I saw it and I actually read it to my wife and she lost it. Like, did you realize that in 35 years?
No, that was like a meme on Facebook.
Yeah, 35 years he can
run for president.
Yeah,
because he was born in the U.S. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a U.S. citizen, which I think is hilarious.
And then, like, you had the royal, the bottom,
King George from Hamilton.
Like, ha ha!
You'll be back. You'll be back. It was such a great movie. I actually really enjoyed that movie a lot.
I have not watched it yet.
It was good. It was worth it. There was a jamming of societal, like, today's societal norms in there.
Yeah.
That was kind of stupid, in my opinion. I'm like, I get it because you're trying to appeal to a modern audience, which is fine.
Right.
So I wasn't critical of it. It was just like, I don't
know. I think it might have been like the
felt
busing,
pointless and forced at some points. But for the most, like, I would honestly, like, out of 100, I would give it like an 89. Seriously, it was a really good movie. It was pretty historically accurate.
Like a B plus.
B plus, A minus, yeah, like right in that range. Like, okay. It was historically accurate. It was really entertaining. The songs are super catchy. It was good. I liked it. As far as the musical is concerned, I
but
absolutely
was it as catchy as, say,
Team America? No.
No, I'm going to say Repo Genetic Opera.
No. Not the songs are not as catchy as.
Okay,
is it a better movie? Yes.
Okay, we'll dumb it down on the
like
songs.
History, so.
We'll dumb it down a little bit on songs. So I want to find the zone. Was it the Dr. Horrible sing-along blog?
It was better than that.
Okay.
It was better than that.
So it was not as good as Genetic Opera?
Now, mind you,
but
Genetic Opera was good because it was its own style of sound presented in an operatic format, which is extremely unique and very difficult to replicate. So my opinion of those songs are a lot different than what I saw with Hamilton, which are fun songs to sing. They're catchy, but could have been replicated on a soundboard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody with pitch and range in the tenor to soprano could have done those songs, whereas like with Repo, the way that it was done, like it had to be a specific style of voice, not a generic sound of a musical range.
Right.
So it was more specific, and in my opinion, sounded better. But I liked Hamilton. I thought it was good.
Okay.
I'd watch it again.
Like I said, like as I'm trying to gauge on whatever, I was just gonna. Those are my two extremes. Like, you know,
Dr. Horrible sing along. I'm trying to think of like
I liked
what's
it.
a good
Don't
comparison.
get me wrong.
So okay, so it had a modern sense. So Hamilton had like a modern musical sound to the songs that were being sung. So think about Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
Okay, and like how they did like a hodgepodge of like those different types of sounds. So it was like on par with that.
I did hear one of them where like it sounded like a rap.
Yeah, they did like a hip hop R&B style song. Yeah, and it was good. It was actually really
My
good.
age is starting to show like like that rap stuff. You know?
That rap. Is it Cardi B's WAP? That's gross. Which it is. I mean, I don't particularly care about Cardi B's WAP. It's disgusting. Who cares?
And then they make pills for that.
That's right. You don't see me sitting here talking about my penis all the time. It's stupid.
That was the last episode.
Oh, that's right. I've grown since then. That's funny twice when you think about it.
All right, moving on.
That last episode was so bad we had to change locations. By the way, I had a great title for this episode too. Since that's what I'm gonna start doing. By the way, I'm gonna start titling the episodes in the episode.
Okay.
UFO no.
UFO no.
UFO no.
I think that's actually a title for a short film.
I don't care. It's the title for this episode.
UFO yeah.
UFO yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
or is it UFO yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is UFO no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Which, by the way, is actually a sampling of an Aerosmith song. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know.
Yep. So it's a sampling from an Aerosmith song from. I cannot remember the name of the album or the song for that matter. Huh. Anyways,
if I had access to some of the drives that weren't damaged,
right, we could play the
we could actually play the song.
But it is an Aerosmith song that is slowed down and then pitch modified.
Okay.
So that's actually Aerosmith.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. So yeah, it was just a sampling from an Aerosmith song, and it was altered so heavily that you can't even tell. But yeah, and it's just like, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. But that's like the Aerosmith version, and then it's like, oh no, oh no. And because Steven Tyler sings like his testicles have retreated into his abdomen.
Well, since the vice just a little bit to reach those octaves.
Yeah, I feel like there's a switch in those leather spandex or the spandex pants that they wear.
There's somebody walking up behind him and grabbing the back of him and twisting.
Yeah, just it's actually on the microphone. That's why they straddle it. That's what it is. There's a little pincer in there, and it's like
it's better than a cattle prod.
I refuse. No amount of money is going to not doing a cattle prod. Nope.
Well, we had it down to a taser.
And I was iffy about the damn taser, and you guys were like, "Oh, we're already up to like $600." I was like, "Fuck you guys." 10,000 is my limit. So yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like super interesting things on TikTok if you look into
your eyes.
Look into my eyes. Look into the way that videos are produced, the sounds that they used, and you'll find a plethora of different genres, cultures, songs.
So was that the word on the calendar today?
What?
Plethora.
Plethora! Everybody goes crazy. Sorry, it's ridiculous.
The word for your word a day calendar.
Could you imagine, by the way, with all the cancel culture crap that's going on right now? Which, by the way, if you think that it's real, or if you think that it's not real, or that it's overblown,
Yeah, just ask Jeremy Renner as he's facing it now.
Yeah. I have a bridge to sell you. Come see me after the show. But anyways, and by the way, we've been victims of cancel culture and big tech censorship. And we are a small platform that really doesn't even delve into politics, really. We don't. We give social commentary because it's what the jobs are as comedian, and I use that term very loosely, by the way. But that's our entire job, is we provide a commentary on social climate and the things that happen in society. So for us to be subjected to cancel culture and to have our videos pulled from YouTube for seemingly no reason with no recourse.
They weren't even. It was literally talking to.
We were talking to an Asian man from Playdom about a new product that was developed that would allow people to play.
I don't even think it's
games.
Still there.
It was amazing.
I don't even think we still have.
It's not. And by the way, that thing became pretty successful, and he's moved on to bigger and better companies, and now he's probably making hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions.
And we were one of the first.
And we were the first people to talk to him, and we got screwed. And for 6 months, we couldn't load that video that we promised him we would put up there to help him promote his product, and that cost us a lot. So,
every time we would upload it, it would reject immediately.
It would instantly reject it. So, with cancel culture, people don't think it's a big deal. It's like, oh, you get your video taken down, it's no big deal, make another one. It is a big deal.
Especially if they take that next one down.
Yeah, that very small video of 5 minutes long that we uploaded that got taken down ended up setting us back several years. Not days, not months.
The Playtech, or that Play video?
Yeah, Playtech, not Playdom. Sorry, I keep saying Playdom. That's a mobile developer.
Then we got the Mystic Brigade thing that
got yanked.
They kept getting yanked, and we had to fight to get it. It's now up.
Yeah, you can watch them. You can actually go back. I think the Playtech video, I think, is still on there. But yeah, I mean, you can go back and watch the Playtech video and the Mystic Brigade video, and they're there now.
But they weren't there.
But they weren't after 6 months after the fact, after Gen Con, because that's what they were. They were our Gen Con videos. Like, we were trying to.
We would shoot videos, and then that night
upload everything.
That way, the next day people could go in and be like, "Oh, well, I seen them talk to so and so. Here's their booth number. I'm going to go check out their booth."
Exactly. And on top of that, now that we've switched from YouTube as a primary platform and moved to our own platform, and that's the reason we've done it. Now nobody can yank our videos. Now nobody can tell us.
If the videos get yanked, they are still on our platform.
That's right. So they're still on our website. If YouTube might pull it down, but you can always come into their website, and that's why we're asking for the $5 a month. It's not because we're trying to become millionaires off of doing this podcast and doing these podcasts. That's not what we're attempting to do. We're just trying to subsidize the bills that it takes to, like, we're in a new studio. Like, we're trying to subsidize equipment, the bills for the video, for the building. That's really it.
Real talk. This cost me 3 days of work a month.
Right.
Just to be in this space.
Right, and that's not counting
3 whole days at work.
And that's not counting the lights or the internet or the computers or the microphone that might break or the camera that might go down or the lights that might go out. I mean, a lot of stuff goes into making these things and trying to make them look as professional as possible.
Right. And I still have to pay for all the stuff at my house. So
these are additional expenses that are being incurred. So that's why we ask for the $5 a month. And on top of that, because we're putting certain things behind a paywall, you have to be over 18 in order to purchase those things. It's supposed to be how online shopping works, is that you have to be over 18 to have a credit card, all these things, which is pretty much an age bracket verification for us as well. So it's just kind of an automatic age thing that you only get access to our NSFW stuff, which isn't going to be a lot. Like, we're not going to sit there and make WAP videos.
Right. We're not making porn.
Right.
But what we are making is fun of a lot.
It's fun of porn. Yes. We're making fun of it.
Yes.
So there will be inappropriate things.
Inappropriate language.
Which you'll hear on the podcast regardless. But, and for the most part, we do fairly well on it. I don't think I've said the P word to T in a very long time, which I need to do, by the way, because it'll be a blindside shock to her at this point, and I think that'd be. I've waited so long.
Oh,
I feel the vapors. Mercy. Or she'll be like, "Your bollocks." Her very deep British voice.
even like the temperature has even been adjusted for her, so it's nice and cool.
Yeah, it was nice and cool in here and everything. God dang it, T.
Like we were sweating at the other place. Like,
oh yeah,
it
was ridiculous.
We'd have all the windows open and it's like 14 degrees outside.
And this building, like I said, this building is so neat. It's so cool. It's an historic downtown Anderson. Mm-hmm. It is the Union Building. Hold on. Oh, I can say this now. I'm super happy. Hang on, guys. Bear with me here. Welcome to Sunday Night Madness on Geek Public Radio here in the historic Union Building in downtown Anderson. See, that sounds so crisp coming off the tongue. Let me try this. Coming to you from the Tucker Max building, or the Tucker. See,
FC Tucker.
FC Tucker. See, coming to you from the FC Tucker building. It doesn't sound quite as cool, but the Union Building, that sounds really dope. Mm-hmm. I like that. There you go. So, I got to say the thing.
Say the thing?
Happen. Yeah, I didn't say it at the very beginning of the show, though. I'll have to remember that. It'll have to be our new cue line. Okay. So, anyways. But it is like super beautiful building. It's an old building. It's a historical building. It really is. There's a lot of cool shops and stuff in here. And, like, neat businesses, which I didn't even know existed until we moved in here.
Right.
So it's really cool. So we're hoping to partner with some of them and advertise some of their stuff, and they'll advertise us, and hopefully Geek Public Radio starts to spread like a beautiful, disgusting poison. I mean,
like a
bright, beautiful flower that overpopulates. I mean,
we're gonna try to spread through this town like kudzu.
The poison?
No, the invasive plant.
The invasive plant
that just takes over.
You said kudzu, and I knew who that was. I was thinking of Cusco. Cusco's poison. The poison. What poison? Cusco's poison. All right. So yeah, but awesome building.
Yes.
Awesome building that also happens to maybe be a little haunted.
So
maybe, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about it. Go, Chris.
Go,
talk
Chris.
About it.
All right.
Go, Chris. Talk. Okay. So, anyways.
No, but so the building used to be, apparently when it was built, was a hospital, which is built in an interesting fashion. You have the first floor, and then there's a courtyard type thing. You have the atrium with big open skylights, like right over there. Yeah. And everything else is built up around it, almost like wings. It's like a big square.
It is. It is a giant square. It's really cool, but it's got this weird cut in on two of the edges. It's got like this weird. It's actually kind of a neat cut in.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it looks neat, but
so
moving furniture, I'm sure it's a bitch.
But yeah, so it used to be a hospital, and nowadays, there's been radio stations. There's been, which is everybody welcomed us here because it's like, hey, a radio station is back in the building. This is awesome.
But yeah, apparently there used to be one back in the day.
There used to be a barber shop. There used to be a dentist here. There's several hair salon places. Like,
I know. I need to get one. I need to get my curls back.
Our neighbor, she give you a weave.
Wait, is she in this room right here?
No, she's one over.
One over? Okay. I was going to say, that's going to make things awkward. All right, let's go.
But
be right back, guys. I'm going to go get a weave.
No, like, dude, beard extensions down to your...
Well, you remember, see, this is actually longer than the other beard that I had.
And not everybody can hear you.
Well, they can hear me. Believe me, I promise. I'm sure people on the first floor can probably hear me. So, but yeah, like I used to have my other beard when we had the studio way back in the day.
The one that everybody's like, I missed that one.
It was so nice though. It was so cool.
The one where you got the extensions where you had the braids that came down.
I saw that picture. I think that's my Twitter profile picture. I'm not 100%. I had to look it up, but I think that's my Twitter profile picture. I know it's my YouTube profile picture. I love that picture. It's hilarious.
You're the big pink braids that come off.
Big pink braids come off my mustache, run all the way down my beard, and then I've got my hair. It was in the faux hawk at the time. All right, so that looked really cool. I looked like a Viking with pink braids.
But so the stories around here. Well, like I moved in the first day that we were actually looking at the building, and we were walking around with Brian, the property
manager. Yep.
And he was like, "Oh well, this here and this here," and you happen to be like, "Oh, this, if you just said it,
really wouldn't happen to be haunted, would it?"
Like, well,
funny story. Come to find out.
Well,
which, by the way, is what sold us. Is what sold me on this.
Yeah, right. We had two other buildings to look at.
Beautiful historic Union Building, downtown Anderson. That sold me too.
Like we were, we were looking at 2 other buildings.
Which were nice. They were nice. I'm not going to lie. They were nice spaces. It was very difficult.
And he's like, "Oh well, that one's haunted. We're going there."
Yeah, like actually, it's kind of what it boiled down to.
I let him choose. It's my money, but he chose.
Oh my god, I'm the wife. Anyways, demonetized. Right there, it is. That's a misogynist statement. Be like, all right, you find me a husband that gets to spend his wife's money.
Right here.
Put your hand down. You're ruining this. I said husband.
I am a husband. All right.
So anyways.
But so we were walking around and we're doing all this stuff, looking at all these rooms, and he says that, and Chris was like, "Yo, no, sold. Like we want this building." It was just a matter of like choosing the rooms that we could get the most out of. What are you doing?
I was hiding. The building's haunted.
As I am moving in and getting everything set up and whatever, like I'm having people stop by right and left, and they're like, "Hey, well, that's cool. Let's have a radio station, yada yada yada," and they're like really digging at and checking everything out.
Right.
And every single one of them, I said, like, "We're here late at night," and he's like, "Well, you might experience a few things." I'm talking 10 people on this one floor, all separate
Which
times,
just makes me happy by itself.
came up and were talking like, "Oh, well, you might experience a few things here if you're here that late." And I was like, "So tell me more."
Go on.
So they talk about like there's the sound of the old school nurse shoes. They would actually kind of click.
Okay, you're talking about the ones with the plastic heel.
Yeah.
Okay.
They say you would hear what sounds like an old school nurse like walking the hall. You click, 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 click down the hall.
Nice. Making her rounds. Making her rounds downtown on the 4th floor of the Union Building. Da-na-na-na-na-na. It's haunted. Da-na-na-na-na-na. It's scary. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, I got that all stuck in everybody's head. You're welcome. Go ahead.
All right. We're totally cutting that out for TikTok, by the way.
Anyway.
So we, so like you'll hear that. You'll hear in that corner all the way over there where we were originally looking at a room.
Yeah. The cool room.
That there was, you'd hear what they call it, a melodyless whistle.
Melodic?
No, as in like you just hear the whistle and you can't tell if it's a song. You can't tell what. It's just a whistle. Okay. It's not like somebody's whistling to get somebody's attention or just a little bit letting out a whistle and whatnot. It sounds like it could be a song, but you're not quite can't place the song.
I don't want to deal with it.
But
that's a lie. I really do. That's why we're here.
So, but that in that corner, like if you're looking out the escape or the escape door, the fire door.
Because we're talking about a haunted building, so we have to naturally have an escape door.
So like if you the fire escape,
right?
That's where I was like the fire door and the fire escape like merged into the escape door.
The fire door.
So,
oh my god, I don't know what my problem is. I'm quitting smoking. That's what it is. Like, and so right. I've been decongesting because of that.
Roto-rooter.
I mean, seriously, I feel like
it totally looked like I was gonna flip everybody off. I don't know. I didn't know how this thing worked. So, but there's also some other stuff like hearing voices, hearing moaning in the middle of the night, like somebody's. I
hate to break it to them, that's not ghosts.
But
that's probably not ghosts.
Where they're talking about like the entire building is empty, and then you hear like what sounds like
empty.
You sounds like patients like in pain, like you hear it's not a moan of pleasure.
Oh, okay.
It's a
so it's not a wop moan.
No.
I'm just gonna keep saying wop. White Anglo-Protestant.
It's just one off the wasp.
That's right. Fuck them Saxtons.
So,
oh my God.
But yeah, so like
Acronyms
they got
are fun.
all of this stuff going on this floor, and I was like, well, why don't you hear anything about like the 5th floor or the 6th floor, like, or even the 3rd or whatever? And they said, well, the 2nd and 3rd floor have been totally been remodeled, and nobody is there in the evening,
Right.
because they're all like bigger businesses and they're only open.
Which
till
we're going to
5.
shoot some movies up there, whether they like it or not.
Right. And then the 5th and 6th is open space that they're remodeling now.
Right.
Which is all open, all wide. You know. So I'm here by myself, and it's midnight, right? I'm like, all right, I'm going to go walk through the building. I'm tired of testing the streams. I'm tired of making sure that everything works.
Right.
I'm tired of doing all that stuff. I'm just going to let the stream run and come back and see if I have any drop frames or doing anything like that.
Right.
So I
That's
wander
fair.
around the building. The only person here. Quote unquote.
Only person.
Well,
He's the only living person here.
So I walk around and I hear like some music or whatever, but I can't tell if it's coming from wherever it's coming from outside.
Right.
So I'm like skeptical.
Which the way the square building is set up, if you had music playing in here, it can go through the windows. Sound can travel through the windows.
But it'd be pretty loud. It would have to be loud for it to go through, go across the.
Depends on how good this. This constant yawning crap's getting on my nerves too. I did this last time, man. It was just me and you, and like I'm like.
So,
anyways,
the that's being cut out for TikTok too. So the so I'm checking out.
That I hate you.
So I was like, oh, whatever. I'm just gonna explore and be in the space at midnight. So I went to the elevator, went up to the 5th floor, got out, and just kind of sat there and listened. And heard noises. I was like, okay.
What kind of noise?
Well, I went to try to find out.
Were they spicy noises?
So I walked around the entire little circle, or big circle.
Well, yeah.
And then backtrack the other direction, to try to make sure that there's not somebody like who snuck into the building is trying to just sleep here, And then I went to the 6th floor.
Those are called squatters.
And I went to the 6th floor and kind of did the same thing, and I heard it sounded like footsteps.
Okay.
This one was more footsteps than the 5th floor. And I was like, okay. And I sat and listened to them. And it's like stuff scruffing on the floor because they've demoed both.
Right.
The 5th floor is the one that's has the materials, and they're starting to, as soon as they get back to work.
The 6th floor is just in demo.
Yeah, it's open. And so I'm listening, and like step, measured steps. Not like, but
right. Deliberate, purposeful steps. Yes.
Yeah. And as you're sitting there, and it sounds like it's coming towards me, I kind of lightly walk around the corner to see around because there's still.
Do you do the?
To stick my phone out there
Right.
with the camera.
Put the mirror out, like I got this.
No, so I just kind of like poked my head around, and I took the mentality of more of a. So I took more of the mentality.
Stand completely still. He can't see me.
I took more of the mentality of like security guard. Like, okay, I'm going to make sure that there's nobody here. Because if somebody, I'm totally pretending I'm security.
Right.
He was like, what are you doing? Get out of this building. You don't need to be here right now.
Right.
Don't
you know how dangerous it is? This place is haunted.
I'm not supposed to be.
The ghost just rolls his eyes at you.
No, literally, like, takes them out and rolls them across the floor.
Right, yeah, she takes him. Wow.
No, but
throws his wop
so
at you.
That's what I was. I was thinking, like, I'm not supposed to be up there either. But if I project that I'm of authority, maybe I can get that person to
Yells
go
at
away.
the building manager.
Right. What are you doing here at midnight?
It's my building. Oh, my bad.
My bad.
I apologize.
So we get everything. I go through and check, and there's nothing there. I'm like, okay, this is an interesting night. And then the elevator opens up.
Ding!
And it's like, all right. So
I think whatever was on that 5th floor had gone down. And as courtesy,
send it back.
Sent it back up to you because they're like, he probably doesn't want to stand up there for 35 minutes. I got this. He's fine.
Or something was up there going, you need to leave now.
Hey, bro. This is not your floor.
Right? No ticket.
That actually reminds me of, so like most hospitals, and most skyscrapers in general, when they were built, did not build a 13th floor.
Right.
Because of superstition. Now, that is not the case for most modern hospitals, skyscrapers, hotels, etc. But old school hotels and hospitals did not have a 13th floor. It was...
Well, I mean, they did. They just named it 13.
Right, they didn't label it 13. They just labeled it 14. Yeah. But it was the 13th floor. So there was a movie, the guys that are in the band Lordi, 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 they made this movie. It's a Finnish movie, because I'm pretty sure they're a Finnish. They're a Finnish metal band, if I'm not mistaken. They might be Swedish, but I think they're Finnish. And there's a difference. Bunch of racists.
What about Sourish?
I'm just done with you. Saturday. Now I got that in my head. They did a horror movie where the 13th floor, and I think that's what it's called, 13 Floors or something like that, where they were portraying themselves, but in their monster format, like way more monstrous than they portray them, like on their CDs or in their music videos or things like that. But it was a really cool little flick. It actually was a good flick. But they just reminded me of that when you were talking about like the elevator, because that's how it started. It was the 13th floor, but it really existed. It's just a dark floor that was haunted that nobody ever went to.
And everybody just kind of skipped.
Yeah, it just automatically skipped. But the floor was actually built. The elevator just never stopped there. So they built the 13th floor, but then built a 14th floor.
No, I'm totally like that was one of the things that I thought about, like especially at Gen Con.
Like you look at the building, you'd see the windows, and then it would just be bricked up, and then you'd see another set of windows. That's the 13th floor.
Yeah.
And some of the older architecture in the United States actually has that. You can actually see it. That's 12 floors, like an old hospital. It's 12 floors. Then there's a bricked up floor, and then there's the 14th floor on up. So it'll be like, and old hotels used to do that too. Like I said, most of the superstition regarding the number 13 is gone.
Well, I mean, we are really far removed from the Templars, so I mean,
yeah, that happens, I suppose. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting take. So yeah, the elevator just kind of reminded me of that. Sometimes ghosts are just like, dude, time to go.
This building has one of the nicest, I guess, elevator persons.
Elevator ghosts?
Yeah, because I will be doing something, my hands are full, and the elevator just opens. No matter what floor. Now, I know there's on a timer that it says, okay, we got to reset. There's got to be a thing on every on this floor,
right?
Floor 1, and whenever it hits, it always opens the door,
right?
But it will have it on like 1. It'll be there, whatever, and I'll be walking around doing, holding stuff and trying to move in or whatever, and you hear a click, and the door opens.
That's awesome.
And it's like, thank you. And
right. It's like, hey, thanks. I mean, you do it. I'll thank you. Just like,
right.
If I'm in the bathroom and it's drafty and you shut the window for me, I'm cool with that.
Right?
I'm not going to be scared at all. That'll never terrify me.
Like, stop watching me poop.
Yeah, that would be a little concerning. I'd be like, hey, I appreciate that, but just stay out of my stall, please. No, seriously, I can feel you looking over the top of the stall. Please stop it. It's really disconcerting.
So, yeah, but like...
I think that's the most rude a ghost could be, is if they kill you while you're taking a poop.
Well, yeah.
That's rude.
I mean, at least let me finish.
Like, yeah, let me finish. Let me stand up. I'll put my pants on. I'll step out, and then you can murder me. That's fine. Right. But let me finish.
But, so, and I'm not talking about, like, it just happening on the first floor or whatever. Like, it literally has happened to me on every floor. Not all the time.
Right.
But I have walked
It's happened to you on every floor at least once.
Yes.
Right.
And I've been on every floor at least once. So
that would make sense regarding the last statement that we made. Like extra information.
Well, no, I'm saying
really
I've been on the
extra.
second floor like 100 times. I've been on the third floor 100 times. Fifth and sixth floor, I've only been up there twice.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting 50-50 on the doors opening up on their own.
Nice.
On floors that are not used.
Nice. Well,
So, and then like literally as I'm standing by there or whatever, and like ding, and I'm not. These aren't new elevators.
no, not by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm wondering, and again, I'm the skeptic, people. So you're going to hear me suggest things that may seem unusual, but I'm wondering if the elevators being on that timer, if they cycle, or if they're cyclic, or if there's some type of mechanism that actually causes them to go back up after a certain amount of time, just like the weight settles, and so it just naturally lifts the elevator back to the top floors.
I don't know, because I don't ever, like when I'm here, I don't hear the door open.
That's true.
And you can hear the door open.
Well, again, that would be the
but
fifth.
it has
But the fifth
opened.
and sixth floors might actually open more frequently on the fifth and sixth floors, and maybe it has a sensor. I mean,
I don't know.
it could be some weird stuff. I'm not necessarily saying it's not the friendly ghost opening the door for you. Because,
I do have to say though, when I was in the basement,
which I still haven't been to that one, by the way. I didn't go to the basement. I haven't been to the fifth or sixth floor either.
the basement is cool.
Is it creepy?
It
Because
has
if this was a hospital, that was the morgue.
Because
it's colder down there.
the boiler for the heat, the old boiler. It was
It's
an
got an
actual
old boiler?
a cold-fired burnt boiler.
That's awesome.
And it's still there.
Is it still functional?
No, it's not still functional, but it's
It's just too big. They can't get it out of there.
no, it is literally the size of
A small house?
the apartment that we
Yep.
had the studio in.
Yep.
Is the size of that thing. And I make I make horror movies, so I'm like, wow, I wouldn't you could fit like a half a dozen bodies in that thing.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
And being a
those
hospital,
old coal-fired furnaces are enormous.
but it was it ran the radiated heat throughout the building. So
Yeah, they're what? I mean,
so
let's see.
it had to
Realistically, they're about the size of a box truck.
oh no, this one's bigger.
Is it bigger than that?
This one would take up this room across the hall, including the hallway. It's probably about four rooms with the hallway.
Dang.
It's huge. It has like 7 doors to open to feed.
Oh, okay. So it's mini. Oh, yeah. So I guess that would actually make sense
And then
for the
on
size
top
of this
of
building.
it, then on top of it is the water tanks that would heat up.
Yep.
Then the steam would run through the radiators.
Yep. I just thought about that. I was like, oh, that would make sense for as large as this building is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But I made that joke and I just got like a weird look.
It's just like when I made
seriously, like it's just a joke.
when I made the stock market joke, I'm not going to make it again. I made it last show. If you want to check out that joke, go to the last show. You could find that link here. But in any case, like when I made that, like I don't think they're going to know really because our sense of humor is so ridiculous. Dark.
Right.
Speaking of dark, by the way. That's a good segue.
Okay.
So I've been attempting to quit smoking because I feel like it's something that I need to do, and so I want to share part of my journey with you guys. I'm taking the Chantix because it helps, and its sole purpose is not to make you stop smoking; it is to reduce your cravings. And what it does is it works against your that kind of messed me up. Because this looks like it's open, but it's really not. It's the wall. This really screwed me up. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, no, that's the other side. But in any case, the Chantix is actually supposed to help me with my cravings and things like that. So it works together with my brain to remove triggers that cause cravings. And when I do have cravings or when I think about having a cigarette, it can kick like different side effects, I guess is the best way to describe it. Sometimes I'll get sick to my stomach if I think about smoking. Like I'll be like, oh, I want a cigarette. And my belly's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't want to smoke. You're right. Or sometimes I'll be like, hey,
no,
not right now. Like, so I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I want a cigarette. My head's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, no, I don't. You're right. Oh God, I want to lay down. I honest to God, I'll want a cigarette and then pass out. Like I seriously, I want a cigarette and I'll just go upstairs. I'll be sitting down, and I'll be laying there thinking about like going downstairs to smoke, and then I just fall asleep. So there's all kinds of like really weird, bizarre side effects that occur as a result of me taking the Chantix. But one of the biggest ones is the dreams, and they are some of the most bizarre.
Have you gotten up and acted any of them out yet?
No, not that I'm aware of. So there's a possibility I may have gotten up out of my bed a couple of times.
Well, then we need somebody to film you as you like sword fight like Zorro.
According to a couple of people, I have not. I haven't ghost talked or anything like that either. But my dreams, and this is the other thing about me too, is without talking about myself too much and be like, oh, I'm psychic or things. I'm not, because it's not what it is. But I've always been able to tell when I'm dreaming. Ever since I was a kid, if I'm in I just know when I'm dreaming. So even in these dreams, I know they're dreams. They're just really lucid and extremely weird, and some of the most bizarre, fucked up situations that I've ever been in my entire life. So NSFW. I mean, basically, man. So NSFW right here. I tried to finger bang one of the Gaither's daughters in my dream. By the way, I because after I finished the stream, I was like, I got to look this up. Like, do I even know who their daughters are? Because I don't. I have no idea who they are. So I looked them up, and I'm like, nope. Whoever that chick was in my dream, that was the daughter of the Gaithers, which, by the way, met her mother, and her mother was not a Gaither. So I have no idea where that even came from in my dream.
Well,
but that tried to happen. By the way, she was married, and on top of that, I was babysitting my own kids in a house I've never been to with people I've never met. And then T was there, Krista was there.
I don't think it counts as babysitting if they're yours.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I was babysitting them. Like, it was bizarre. Like, I figured out it was a dream pretty quickly too. But that's just one of them. I've had the dream within a dream. That's been a super fun one.
I've done that several times and actually incorporated that into scripts.
It was super cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Where you wake up but did you wake up in a house that?
No, I woke up in bed.
Okay, because
I woke up in bed. That's why I thought I was awake. That's why I'm saying I may have actually gotten out of bed at that point. I woke up. It was a dream. It was like an apocalyptic type scenario type dream, and I figured out pretty quickly it was a dream, right? And I'm sitting there and I was like, you know what? I want to wake up. That's literally in my dream. I thought, and that's the other thing too. Is I'm able to remember these dreams now, which is really on top of being bizarre. So this dream was like an apocalypse thing, and I was like, hey, you know what? I want to wake up. So I kind of opened my eyes. I fluttered my eyes open. I'm in bed, and I'm like, okay, cool. I get up.
You're waiting for the kick.
Right. I get up. I kind of stretch, and then I go downstairs. And as I get upstairs, I open the front door, and I'm in like this totally bizarro dreamo world. Like, it's not my front porch. It's not my yard. It's nothing. It's just this bizarro dream world where like the sky is purple, and I was like, I'm still dreaming. And I turn around, walk back in the door, and I wake up for real.
Well, as long as you didn't wake up like walking into your house.
Right. Like full on woke up like,
like, how did I get down here?
And I do have a horror story about Chantix. It's not my horror story.
Well, before you get to that.
Yeah, what's up?
Let me know if you have one of these dreams. I had dreamt that I was a younger me, I guess, running through an English schoolhouse with a little blonde girl.
Multiverse dream.
Yeah, well, like think of like running through an English boarding school with like all the wood, the ornate wood, and all the other stuff, but it's like Hogwarts style in the sense of like it's the big stone
castle type.
Yeah. And we were looking to get to this one spot, and it's like this stairway beneath a stairway. You know, like the stone stairs that go up, and then there's a door and you go down.
Right.
And in this other stairs, and like down there, we're hiding from stuff, and we're trying to open to this door that has all of this, all these books. It's like trying to find the library. So as soon as we get there, like this is really cool library, and I wake up. And
you didn't get to read anything?
No.
No, I want to have a dream where I'm in the Library of Alexandria, right
able to read
right before it's set on fire, so I can shoot the guy in the head. Like, right. Whoever burnt it down, like shoot him directly in the head. It would just make me feel a little better.
But,
yeah.
so the idea, so I wake up and I'm on this leather sofa, and like there's space behind the thing, like there's like it's in the middle of the room, and you got like a walkway or whatever, and then like there's pictures on the wall, and it's gray wall paint, kind of like what we have here.
Right.
But it's an overstuffed couch and all that stuff, and I kind of look up and I look around and go, huh, because I don't recognize the place, and I don't recognize the people in the picture.
Right.
And I have sleep paralysis. So as I'm fighting to get to move my hands, I roll off the couch and wake up in my house.
I have had dreams that I've gotten the paralysis, like the nightmare paralysis that's happened.
I get it like every night. So that's
does not happen often, but it does happen every once in a while, or like the slow-mo running through the dream. Like that happens sometimes.
But that's what I'm saying, like waking up in a place and it's like it feels familiar, but I've never seen it before in my life. It felt like it was my home.
Right.
And it was a really nice
That's your
house.
multiverse dream, bro. You were just dreaming the memory of your other world self. That's all. So your other world self is living the dream, bro.
Right. You know,
I mean, literally living the dream.
But I was saying, like, I've not seen too many people have that dream. So if you had it on Chantix, I would like to, like.
The one that stood out to me was my ex-girlfriend's brother. So for the sake of ease of reference, I'm just call my brother-in-law in this story. So, or I'll just call him his name, Chance. Right, but that's not his real name. Names are always changed on this show to protect the identities of the victims. So Chance had this wife, Minnie. And Chance was taking Chantix. That's why I chose that name, because I just wanted to play with it.
Not because of the rapper.
No, not a little bit. So he starts taking the Chantix, and he does pretty good not smoking. He gets about 2-3 weeks into the process, and he's down to like 3 or 4 cigarettes a day. Like, and he wasn't a heavy smoker to begin with. He just wanted to quit. So this was well over a decade ago. This one I was still living in New York. So this was before the show, before all this. This was a Chantix that really first started to hit the market, and they really haven't perfected the formula yet. So Chance takes his Chantix and goes to bed that night, and apparently at some point during the night had woke up and grabbed his 45 and walked downstairs and was screaming at the refrigerator. And his wife, Minnie, concerned that something was going on, walked downstairs, and their hallway, they had this like big living room set up right here, and here's the kitchen door. It's like right here, and then on the backside in this large area is the kitchen. And it's, standard 15 feet by, maybe 12 feet wide size kitchen, and the fridge is on this far wall. And so Chance is pointing the gun at the fridge, he's like, oh, well, he's like, just stop it. And he's screaming, stop it right now. And Minnie stands in the doorway between the living room and the kitchen. And she says, Chance, what are you doing? Chance turns around, stares at her, points his gun at her, and says, "Demon bitch, be gone." Demon bitch, be gone. Like I'm gonna add, I'm gonna amp this up a little bit. So, demon bitch, be gone. And she's like, Chance, what the hell? What are you doing? Put the gun down, like right now. And his eyes are wide open, and he's coherently speaking, but gibberish at the same time, right? There's no nonsense. He's like, I will put you back in hell where you belong, demon bitch. And she's like, Chance, put the gun down, like right now. Put the gun down. And he's like, I'm gonna put you down, demon bitch. And he pulls the trigger. Now, Chance is a crack shot. I had gone shooting with Chance. Chance could shoot, an aspirin off a nail head from 50 feet, like just. He's a crack shot. Boy, that man don't miss. He hits the doorway right next to her head and blows a hole in the door frame. Now, there's no door, obviously, but it's just a frame of the door. Right. So blows a hole in the door frame, which, of course, makes her jump. And then he fires 2 more times. So he goes bang, and then bang, bang. He hits right above her head on the door frame, and then on the other side of her head, on the other side of the door frame. So literally, he just ringed her head in a triangle, completely missing her. And at that point, he started to stare at her, and it was like the gunshot woke him up.
Right.
And then he got scared, probably because there was somebody standing in his doorway, and so he fired twice more. But he started to shake really bad, and then like looked at her, and he's, Minnie? And then he drops his 45, he's shaking, and he's like, oh my God. And then she runs over to him, and she's like, just unloads it as fast as she possibly can.
Done.
Right? She just disassembles it, right? Avengers disassemble! Like, it was over. Like, she Thanos snapped that gun. So, but yeah, that's what it was. Like, the chance that he was having a vivid, lucid hallucination on the Chantix. He was actually having a full-blown hallucination, and he told her that he thought the fridge was a portal to hell, and it was pouring in ghosts and demons, and when he turned around, it was he saw his wife, saw her, but she was twisted and contorted and like dressed like a succubus, so to speak. Like, the way he described it made it sound like a succubus, and she was beckoning him to come to bed. Right, and he's like, I'll kill you, and he's doing the only thing that he can do, which is shoot at it. Which I hate to break it to any of you. If it's a demon, unless you're Doom Guy, you're probably not going to shoot it to death.
or a Winchester.
Or a Winchester, right, with a special gun. Because that was a good show. I'm sad that it's over. But anyways.
Oh, 15, 16 season?
Yep, and speaking of which, by the way, I have a bitterness about that.
Why?
So, fuck you, Kovefifi, you bastard. You took away what would have been an amazing ending. So they released the final show notes for Supernatural. Spoiler alert for anybody that's listening that has not seen the show in its entirety, all 15 seasons, and it just ended, so I understand if you haven't. But if you have not seen them all in their entirety, I would need you for at least the next couple of minutes.
And hit mute. To
hit mute and not listen to me. And then I will do this when it's okay. Or I will, if you're listening, if you're not watching, then I don't know what to tell you. Just give it 3 minutes and call it a day. Spoilers, starting now. So the ending to Supernatural ends up being, have you seen the end of it? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So the ending ends up being Dean dies, and then Sam quits hunting and lives out his life. He gets a wife. He gets a kid that he names Dean. It's super sweet. And he lives out the rest of his life. But Dean goes to heaven. He goes to heaven, a special heaven that's prepared by Jack. Jack remodels heaven and basically tears down all the walls. There's no more cells. It's just this big open heaven that everybody imagines it to be. So Dean meets Bobby in heaven, and Bobby's like, hey, I've been waiting for you, kid. And he's like, oh, where's everybody at? Whatever. And he starts driving basically, Dean drives the Impala through heaven while Sam lives out the rest of his life. And as soon as Dean finishes driving the Impala, he stops on this bridge and he's out looking over this beautiful, it is a gorgeous landscape. I'm not sure 100% if it was in Vancouver or where they shot that, but it was gorgeous. And they're shooting this beautiful scene, and he kind of like looks up and he's like, hey, Sammy. And he turns around, there's Sam, right? Cool. And then like in the background, Carry On by Kansas is playing. And they use the musical version from earlier in the series. There was a musical, the Supernatural musical, and they used that version as well. And it was really good build up. It was a great scene. It was a tearjerker. It was really good. And I thought it was fitting. It wasn't perfect, but it's so hard for a show that's had 15 seasons to have a perfect ending.
Right.
But it was still really good, answered all the questions, and really solidified that it's over. There will not be a repeat. There's no cliffhanger. It's just over. Apparently, the real ending before Kovififi was supposed to be Dean dies. So basically the premise is still pretty much the same. Dean dies and goes to heaven. Sam lives out the rest of his life. That was always the plan. Sam gets the happy ending. Because that was the big thing too that a lot of people I think missed, and that's might have been why they were so upset. Is they're like, I can't believe Dean died. I'm like, dude, but Sam
Dean was ready free from like season 5,
right?
Like he literally was. That's what he was looking for from like season 5.
Yeah. So for him to have passed, and then Sam was free. He had no more familial obligation to hunt. Mom was gone, dad's gone, brother's gone. It's over. He doesn't have to hunt anymore. So he doesn't. The threats are gone. So he stops doing that, and he gets to live a full life, which hunters don't get to do.
Right.
And that was the thing, is that was like a recurring theme, is hunters don't live like that. We don't get the happy ending. We don't get
every
right
time
off into
he's
the sunset.
tried,
And every time he's tried, he's been yanked back into it. So to see him actually get to live that life is what Dean would have wanted for him, and what Sam ultimately wanted all along. So they both got it. So it was really cool. So that was always part of the plan, which I think was a nice little touch. But I guess the way it was supposed to happen was when Dean got to heaven, he meets Bobby outside the roadhouse. The roadhouse is back. So he gets to go in there, and he sees everybody that's come on. He gets to see Garth.
Right.
He gets to see, is it Mandy? I don't remember her name. The one that owned the roadhouse. I can't remember her name. He gets to see her. And to top it all off, Kansas is on stage. The actual band, Kansas. They were going to get the actual band, Kansas, to be in the roadhouse playing Carry On live.
That would be awesome.
That would have been the best. Mm-hmm. And he gets, basically, Dean goes and talks to everybody through his life. His mom, his dad. He gets to talk to everybody. And they're all hanging out. They drink a beer. And then he goes outside and he takes kind of a victory lap in the Impala. And then he runs into Sammy. And then they walk into the roadhouse together. But because of COVID, they didn't want to put that many people.
Right.
Which is fine.
Well, they couldn't by regulation.
Yeah, by regulation. They couldn't stuff that many people in there. Well, they could have, but they would have had to have everybody quarantined for 14 days.
Yeah.
So, and to build a closed set. And,
Tyler, that's what all of the UK does.
Yeah.
And all of Tyler Perry Productions.
Yeah. But, yeah, so it was, but that was the ending we could have had. And I wish they would have just never told us that. Because now I'm like, well, it sounds like you guys need to do a reshoot.
Yeah, no, totally shoot that.
Like, you can redo the
put that in,
last
put that in the DVD. Just go shoot it.
Yeah, seriously, like
put
that would be a
DVD.
cool thing. Yeah, like put it on the box set, and it's the bonus ending.
Right.
Like that's the cool ending for the super fans that actually want to see it. Like me, I want to see it. Sorry. Like, I heard Candace was on the stage, and I was like, that's dope. Candace and Supernatural, the whole reason I brought my car.
Right.
So, yeah. I may be a fan. My next tattoo might be the butthole sun. I actually thought about doing that I'm going to get this lasered off, but like on my left arm having the butthole sun, because I think it's pretty cool.
You're not going to put it up here like you're supposed to?
No. I was going to do it like Sam's son. He puts it on his arm.
Right.
Yeah. Which I thought was cool.
Mine is occupied.
Yeah, mine is occupied because my name is Christian. I've got tattoos.
Well, you speaking for yourself.
I know. I do have tattoos. But yeah, stimmy. When my stimmy comes in, I might get me some new ink. Maybe I'll put that on the thing when I get a tattoo. Like
Stimmy.
I might put a message directly on my back that says, "Hey, I once had $1,400."
But now all I have is this ink.
Yeah. But now it's gone, and all I wanted was this, and it just doesn't finish. So now all I have is. Well, what do you have? Did you not finish that tattoo? That son of a bitch. But I might also finish my chest. I might actually get that finished too, because I got the tiger, right? And so I wanted to get the lion,
right,
the tiger, and then put the bear right here in the center,
and then the bottom across. I was saying like Pug Life.
Pug Life. No, I was gonna get "Oh My" tattooed right there. So it says lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! I thought that'd be pretty funny. But the real thing that I typically hear is "Oh no!" Oh no! My headset. I got to figure out a way to make this thing longer. speaker or get it up here or something.
That's what she said.
That's what I was getting at a minute ago with the oh no. Reminds me of the not drunken lullabies. What was that? Kiss Me, I'm Shit Faced. That song by Dropkick. Which, by the way, happy St. Patty's Day for everybody out there. Happy Snakes Are a Metaphor for Heathens Day.
Yeah, or children.
Yeah, depending on how you look at it, really. Yeah. Or what historical context or historical document you want to believe. Which I think there's like 4. Then people are like, I'll pick and choosing. So, but yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Just get my Chantix. We're going to have some UFO talk, y'all. Don't worry, there will be some UFO talk, but we told T that we were going to wait for her to do the UFO no, to do that. So this one will, what should we title this episode then?
This old house.
This... Union Underground.
No, because that bring up a whole nother cancellation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I'm good.
Oh, same here. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Sunday Night Madness this evening, folks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in or tuning out, depending on which one you did. As always, we greatly appreciate your servitude. And yeah, I chose that word correctly. We appreciate it. But no, seriously, thank you guys for your patronage. We really do love when you guys are with us, when you join us in the Discord, when you check out the stream live, or even when you just leave us comments on the YouTube below. That helps us figure out what we want to talk about, what you guys like. So if you're watching this on YouTube, smash that like button. If you're watching this live on the website using that free code BETA1, which gets you your free month, if you're using that code, feel free to hop in, follow our links to the Discord, hop in there, tell us what you guys think of the show, and let us know, man. Drop a review. Speaking of that, we'll have some more of those coming up soon. T and I are going to be able to start doing our React videos here live on the show. So that's going to be something fun we can bring you guys' direction. So more content coming soon, guys. So it's definitely going to be worth it for you guys to subscribe to the website. But again, thanks for tuning in. As always, I am Crazy Chris.
I'm Topher.
You guys are awesome. Have a great night.